Good morning, nerds. Happy end of the week to you. You have just about 1 week left until Christmas break, so stay strong and motivated. As we talked in our IB meeting yesterday, motivation is a lot harder. So really it's more about creating discipline, right? Set a schedule, discipline yourself to get on top of your work and focus on your classes so that you can pass first semester with flying colors. If you missed the All IB meeting yesterday, you can watch it by clicking on this link here. Just make sure the presentation is in presentation mode. You will submit on Empower today for your attendance in addition to watching the content that I share with you here. Also, if you are testing in May, if you've been registered to test in May, which you should already know that, you need to make sure you have joined Mr. Dennis's exam remind group. To do that, you'll click on this link here to connect to the group. I've recorded this video 3 times now, so I'm sorry this is late, but we're going to be watching part of Beloved, and every time I try to take this video and show you the videos at the same time, it gets blocked. So this is my 3rd final attempt. You will have to watch the videos on your own rather than me walk you through it. So to begin today for your mindful, I'd like you to pick one of these 3 things to do for about 5 minutes in honor of our inspiration from our meeting yesterday. So maybe you need a little bit of self-love or a little bit of acknowledgement of like how life is good and okay right now. Maybe you start today with a gratitude list. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, whether that's today, this week, this weekend, this year, whatever. Secondly, you could write a to-do list. What do you have to do today? What do you have to do tomorrow? What do you need to get done next week, before the end of the semester, before the end of the year? How do you plan to do it? Lastly, you could set a goal list if that feels good to you today, where you would create goals either again for the rest of the semester, or maybe you start looking at 2021 and next year and what goals or what hopes you have for yourself in the coming year. Spend about 5 minutes doing this. I'd recommend doing this on a sticky note so you can easily place it somewhere in your office space, your bathroom, your bedroom, somewhere where you're going to see it every day. All right. So if you need to pause the video now to do that, please do so, and then come back to the video when you're ready to move forward. All right, so today for class content, you're going to take a look at some clips from the film adaptation of Beloved. This film adaptation was made in 1998, I believe. It's got Oprah Winfrey in it. She plays Setha, and Danny Glover, if you know who that is, he plays Paul D. And keep in mind that if you want to watch the film, you can. Please read the book first before you watch the whole film. Also know that the film is definitely rated R. Definitely has some graphic material in it. Might not be appropriate to watch depending on how your family feels. So take note of that. Also note that in your assessments, in your writing pieces coming up, you cannot reference the film. You want to reference the book. So the film is there to provide some context, understanding, further comprehension, but not there for analysis. And some of the details in the movie are going to be a bit different. You can see the movie on Amazon Prime, but you have to rent it. There are some clips on YouTube, and those are some of the clips we're going to take a look at today. I'd like you to take some notes and some thinking, like do some annotating and some note-taking about these 3 clips. And overall, I want you to keep pressing this question. Yes, Beloved is a character in the text, and we can analyze her as a character. But I want you to consider that Beloved might represent or symbolize something greater, something else. So if she does, what is it? And if that's the case, then what is with this moment between her and Denver? In this first clip, it's the moment between them where they're kind of laying there after playing around on the pallets, and they have this really honest moment. And Beloved talks about where she came from. So if Beloved represents something else, this other thing that you need to figure out what that is, then what's the water that she was in? And who were the other people that were down there with her? And why was she small, like she explained? How can you extend that metaphor or symbol into all the parts and pieces that connect? The second video you're going to watch is the clearing scene. This is my favorite scene in the whole book, and my favorite scene in the film. Well, one of 2 favorite scenes. And this is the moment when Setha takes Denver and Beloved out to the clearing behind 124 and says that we're going to go honor, Halle, your daddy, and baby Suggs. And she has this flashback to what life at 124 was like before she arrived. She was there for 28 days before this horrific thing happened. And before she arrived, 124 was a happy place. It was a place where ex-slaves, freed slaves could come and recognize and honor themselves and feel that sense of freedom. Baby Suggs was very spiritual, and she would give sermons out in the clearing, and all the people would come and listen to her speak. And so this is a beautiful scene, looking at the ways in which she would bring those people together and how they could fully express themselves. The third scene is going to be when Beloved meets Amy Denver on her runaway, and how Amy Denver helps her and then eventually delivers her baby for her. So these are the 3 scenes available on YouTube. I was going to show you a couple more through just the film, but the internet won't let me video the film and talk to you about it. So COVID times, COVID measures. You'll watch these 3 videos on your own, take your own notes, do your own thinking, take a moment to sit down and think about, what is this text really about? Who is Beloved? Why is she there? And what symbol or bigger metaphor might she be? If she isn't just Beloved and she represents something else, then what is it? And if that's the case, then why does she have a hold on Setha and Denver? Why is she obsessed with Setha? Why is Denver obsessed with her? Why does Paul D hate her? And equally, why is she trying to push Paul D out of the house if she represents this other thing? So think about it, play around with those ideas. We will continue to suss this out in the coming weeks, but that's your work for today. In order to get your attendance for today, you are going to submit your Beloved quiz for chapters 13 through 18. That is on Empower for you. Please also make sure you're submitting any missing activities or old quizzes. Please note that your missing quizzes will not show up on your missing assignments box, your missing activities box on your homepage. So you're going to have to go back into the Beloved playlist and see which quizzes you haven't done and complete those. Okay, that's your goal for today. Continue reading Beloved. You want to finish the text before our next, in a week, right? Before our Thursday, Friday class next week. We will have a parlay/quiz sort of discussion on the 17th, 18th of December, depending on when you have me for class. So your goal is to finish reading the book in 1 week. That's part 2, which should be doable. It's not too terribly long. Keep taking notes, keep taking annotations, and be ready Monday, Tuesday to Zoom. We will go through all the content that might be confused. We'll do a little bit more analysis, and we'll get ourselves ready to go to Christmas break. I hope that you had a wonderful week, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Miss all of your faces as always. Talk to you soon. Take care.